Storm on the island. We are prepared. We build our houses squat, sink walls in rock and roof them with good slate. This wizened earth has never troubled us with hay, so as you see there are no stacks or stalks that can be lost. Nor are there trees which might prove company when it blows full blast. You know what I mean. Leaves and branches can raise a tragic chorus in a gale, so that you listen to the thing you fear, forgetting that it pummels your house too. But there are no trees, no natural shelter. You might think the sea is company, exploding comfortably down on those cliffs, but no. When it begins, the flung spray hits the very windows, spits like a tame cat. Turns savage. We sit tight while wind dives and strafes invisibly. Space is a salvo. We are bombarded by the empty air. Strange. It is a huge nothing that we fear. So in the title of Storm on the Island, we see the word Stormont. This is a word directly linked to the Parliament buildings in the north of Ireland. So the north of Ireland is where this poem is actually set and was written with intent for. So it's also, the title is a metaphor for the violent political troubles in Ireland, not just the actual storms that occurred. So the fact that this is based in an island indicates to us the isolation of how people felt in Northern Ireland during the violent political troubles, and it also indicates to us the power of nature and the sheer overwhelming force that comes with that. So when we're talking about the first couple of lines, it says, "We are prepared, we build our houses squat, sink walls in rocks and roof them with good slate." So here it's defensive. It's a first person plural that shows solidarity within the Catholics and the societies. And they're trying to find security in their well-built houses and firm foundations. And it's almost indicating to us that humans are the victims and Earth is the enemy, as they're preparing themselves to defend themselves against the storm that's coming in and destroying. So there's quite a large section here that reads, "This wizened earth has never troubled us with hay, so as you see there are no stacks or stalks that can be lost, nor are there trees which might prove company when it blows full blast. You know what I mean. Leaves and branches can raise a tragic chorus in a gale, so that you listen to the thing you fear, forgetting that it pummels your house too." This here is a section of enjambment, which is quite a conversational tone and maybe indicative of the perspective of a farmer who is perhaps lonely and is stuck with the normality of the storm, like it's something that happens so often that they're just talking about it in a community. They are anticipating the conflict and the lack of crops when they say there are no stacks or stalks that can be lost. It's saying that this conflict that's happened before between them and the nature of the storm has caused their haystacks and corn sheetles to be gone. They can't lose what they haven't got. And they can't grow crops either to feed themselves or the people on this island. So they're really struggling in this time. Moving through, it says, "When it blows full blast, you know what I mean, leaves and branches." So there is an alliteration of B, which mirrors the sound of the storm, which is almost onomatopoeic in that when you read through it, it gives the impression of the noises that could have come from the storm. Like, so people are in their houses, they're sheltering themselves from the storm, and all that they get from that is the noise, the sound that they can hear. They don't know what's going on until they've left that house when the storm has ended, when the sounds have gone. It moves through with the links to noise when it says, "Can raise a tragic chorus in a gale, so that you listen to the thing you fear, forgetting that it pummels your house too." Here, tragic chorus is an oxymoron, which indicates to us that the people are somewhat inspired by the storm, but also frightened. They hold great fear and anxiety towards them. It also here personifies the storm in that it presents it as almost animalistic, dehumanized. It's like it's boxing, like fighting against the people. So these people, they're just trying to live their lives, but this storm, it's pummeling them, it's fighting them, it's going against them. It's becoming an aspect of fear to them. So the two lines that read, forgetting that it pummels your house too, but there are no trees, no natural shelter. Here, it's directly telling us that there are no trees, which indicate that there is nature being lost in the process of these storms, but also that there is nothing to stop these storms from hitting the houses and the people. The next few lines read, you might think that the sea is company exploding comfortably down on those cliffs. But no, when it begins, the flung spray hits. The very windows spits like a tame cat turned savage. We just sit tight while wind dives and strafes invisibly spaces a salvo. We are bombarded by the empty air. So here, exploding comfortably is another oxymoron, which this time indicates to us how dangerous these storms are, yet how normal they have become to these people who live on the island. Company is repeated multiple times to emphasize the loneliness of those on this island, as they're isolated and they do hold no company in truth. To move through the poem, it goes on to say, spits like a tame cat turned savage. This is zoomorphism and indicates the violence. Despite the familiarity of the storms, it's very dangerous and attacking. Turned savage, we just sit tight while wind dives and strafes invisibly spaces a salvo, bombarded by the empty air. This is sibilance, and it imitates the hissing sea, the firing of artilleries, the bombarding of artillery shells. The final line reads, strange, it is a huge nothing that we fear. This here could mean a plethora of things, really. It may indicate towards what they are fearing being nothing, or something that is less secure. They are desperate for a solution. They are very uncomfortable. They don't find comfort in this. It's almost like they're entering a depression because of all that they've been through, that they're dealing with all of these different, like, fights with nature. Throughout the poem, there are yellow highlighters, as you should see, and these indicate the semantic field of war and violence. So throughout here, as you can see, blows, full blast, pummels, exploding, flung, hits, strafes, salvo, bombarded. These are very violent words that are indicative of war and conflict.